I see. Then the regicide of our late King Lambert was orchestrated by none other than you and your accomplices here, Viscount Mateus. What's more, you had the audacity to pin the blame for your crime onto the innocent people of Dusker.
We did what we believed to be right, and we still believe it so. I bear neither shame nor regret for our actions.
Our hand was forced, Baron. We took no pleasure in the deed. But we could not lie down and allow Lambert to trample over us with his tyrannical policies.
His beloved Eastern Lords may have submitted with naught but a whimper, knowing full well that they would always have the favor of the king. But we in the West refuse to play his game. It's as simple as that.
I understand the situation you found yourself in, but I fail to see the righteousness or necessity in the measures you chose. Of course, aspects of Lambert's reign troubled me as well. Yet one can never predict what may lie on the other side of a violent, radical revolution. With that understanding in mind, I decided to obey the late king's wishes. If you took issue with his policy, you should have made a formal protest. Surely a dialogue is a more preferable outcome to cold-blooded murder.
Any protest we made would never have drowned out the chorus of his blind devotees.
Wrong. His Majesty would have listened had you only explained your troubles. I'm sure of it. Instead, you cast aside your duties as his retainers, crawled into a fetid bed with the Empire, and ended his life like the base cowards you are. Well, the time has come to face judgment for your sins.
My. Do you really think yourself so different from them, dear Baron?
Cornelia, you scheming wretch.
Judgment for your sins? Do you think this is one of that decrepit church's tired old parables? Sorry, but you're part of this now, trapped here like the rest of us. So be a good little boy, and do your part in sowing chaos in Vargas and the rest of Fodlan while you're at it.
Gustav, Annette, the success of this plan lies on your shoulders.
We've got this, Your Majesty. I swear, we'll make my uncle see the light.
You sure about this, Dmitri? I probably shouldn't be saying this in front of the Baron's relatives, but the Western Lords could end up convincing Baron Dominic to lead them once more. Killing him now could spare us a storm of grief later.
It would be quicker, I'll admit that. But convincing him to join our cause will pay dividends later on. I'm sure of it.
Not to mention that the Baron's eldest son possesses a crest of his own. Even if the father falls, what's to stop the other lords from promoting his heir as their standard bearer?
That's exactly why I'd rather this end with Baron Dominic as an ally, not a corpse. But first, we'll need to whittle down the armies of the other Western lords. Only then can we seek an opportunity to reach him.
Dimitri, we should get moving.
Right you are. Our numbers in this battle will be few. Much of our army is off defending Aryan Road from the Empire. In other words, this fight shall not be an easy one. But we cannot afford to fail. And I will need all of your help to ensure we do not.
I wonder what the Dimitri of a few months ago would say if he could hear you now. For what it's worth, I like this version of you better. You seem more at ease.
At ease, hmm? Yes. Perhaps I am.
Look at you go, actually making friends. I can tell this has been quite a fulfilling time for you. Not to say I'm not pleased myself. I only hope you haven't forgotten your true purpose among all this camaraderie.
The Ashen Demon.
If you ever hope to reach the highest of heights, you need a powerful aspiration driving you forward. You know, when we first met, I was struck by the undeniable might of your will. Such strength laid bare the tremendous potential you hold for growth. But if you lose sight of your driving purpose, the growth I hope so dearly for you may not, in fact, come to pass.
Hey, Arvel.
Yes?
Don't you think you're getting a bit too obsessed with this little grudge match?
Maybe so. Though I don't believe that's all there is to it.
And my purpose? Why can't we just say it's fighting for Dimitri and call it a day? Right now, that's just as important to me as surpassing the Ashen Demon. Maybe even more so. Arvel, out with it.
I suppose it just feels like our destiny. Like it's something we're meant to do.
Viscount Mateus, Viscount Elidor, they sure aren't holding anyone back. But where's my uncle in all of this?
As we discussed, we will focus our efforts on persuading the Baron to join our cause, and chip away at the others en route.
We march together. I will make my brother see reason if it is the last thing I do.
With all the progress we've made, the Western Lords are probably feeling the heat pretty hard. I bet he'll be receptive.
We won't have much hope of persuading the Baron without you, Kristoff. Stay vigilant.
Let's begin. I will be your shield.
Such foolishness. Now, show them the price of their folly.
I got this!
Shall we? Let's...
There are likely more awaiting us elsewhere as well. Stay vigilant.
Stay out of my way! Nobody's stopping me from reaching my uncle!
My apologies for the trouble. Let us continue onward.
What savage beasts! Dispose of them!
No matter what may come our way, we can fend them off so long as we stand together.
I've got you now!
That should do it. Let's keep moving, Gustav.
We've got to...
like a beautiful flower blooming on the battlefield.
The Baron lies dead ahead. Onward!
We did it! All that's left is to convince my uncle.
I must speak with you, my brother. Please.
Gustav, how did you break through?
So you mean to sway our precious Baron Dominic to your cause? Well, I won't allow it.
There are so many of them. We can't let them reach my father.
Surely you see the Western Lords have no hope of winning this fight, my brother. But together, we can put an end to that seductress.
Yet if I join you, we should fail. What becomes of us then? What becomes of the citizens of my barony? However, my heart lies not in this fight. If you can promise victory, then I will join you.
Thank you, my brother. You will not regret this decision.
With my uncle on our side, we've got nothing to be afraid of.
So this is the sting of betrayal, Allow me to put you in your place. Oh, my dear Titans, hunt these beasts down.
I've got you now.
I've awaited this moment.
Take a breather.
Leave this to me.
We cannot afford to lose the Baron after all we've done to secure his cooperation. We must defeat the Western Lords and see him safe.
Stand up.
I've awaited this moment.
Take a breather.
No regrets!
This was our only option, Your Majesty. The Western Lords, we...
No words can spare you now. You may plead your case to my father, beyond the veil of death. Another one of Cornelius' weapons? I shall take the damage will be immeasurable if such a monstrosity is let loose.
Cornelius to win this handily.
If they're working with Cornelius, then are the Western Lords involved in the tragedy? I'll do what I must.
Lies with us.
My turn.
I feel no shame for what we've done.
Why must so many die for the sake of your so-called justice?
Such powerful attacks. Conventional tactics will not serve us much good here.
reinforced its shell further.
It's not over.
Hope you're ready. Out of the way. I've got you now. Take this!
Witch. She had that in her back pocket this whole time?
Our knowledge runs far deeper than you barbarians could ever hope to understand.
And that's the last of the reinforcements. Things should be a little calmer now.
Let us march, my brother. We can reach Cornelia via the drawbridge to the east.
How dare you? Let's see how you like a taste of the Viscum's power.
What is this?
Those are the same weapons we fought back in Ferdiad. There must be a way to shut them down somewhere nearby.
I don't know what's up with those soldiers, but they're going after the Baron. As if we'll let them. We've already seen those weapons back in Ferdiad. We know what to do. Form a barrier!
There are the controls. We should capture the stronghold first, though.
This may not halt the attacks, but it will at least lessen their impact.
All right, time to shut this thing down.
Whew, that was close. Let's go, Uncle.
Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
Why can't you just be good little rats and die like you're supposed to?
They just don't stop coming.
Come on, let's take him out.
You are too kind.
This is just the beginning.
You felled countless foes with ease. I have to keep up.
Hear me well! Lower this drawbridge at once!
Is that Baron Dominic? Yes, my lord, right away!
Thank you, Uncle. Just a little bit further now. Hope you're ready. Out of the way. I've got you now.
So, come. On my life. You shall not break through!
We don't have time for this! What's your call, boar?
Forgive the delay, Warrior King of Fargus. Allow us to join the fray.
You've come! I will not forget this kindness. All units,
forward! Dusker! Holy tricks. What do we do now?
Calm yourself, Ro. We still have plenty of cards up our sleeve.
More of those weapons! We'll never reach that witch now!
Let us help you. We'll shut those things down.
I've got you now!
Oh, calling for reinforcements, are you? How rude. I suppose it's time for the Western Knights to make their appearance.
The enemy will reclaim those weapons should the warriors from Duska fall. We must bolster their defenses.
These weapons continue to amaze me, no matter how many times we fight them. They're like nothing I've ever seen before.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform. Let us crush their defenses.
That's one down. Let's get a move on to the next one.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
We will proceed as planned. We must... Let's take the stronghold. Do not falter. Let us crush their defenses.
will not let you lay a hand on them!
My turn!
Where did Cornelia get these weapons anyway?
What's that then? On to Cornelia!
Clever little vermin, aren't they? I'll need some time to reactivate the Viscum. I trust you know what to do, Count.
Yes, of course. I suppose that means I'll be going out there.
I've got
Shall we? Let's give it a shot.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of that. We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of
I'll do my best! I'm a little nervous about this.
Let's begin. It's time.
I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to me.
Elro himself is joining this battle. It matters not. Do what you must to protect those controls.
Worry not, King of Fargus. We will not let the controls fall into enemy hands.
We cannot let them reclaim those weapons. Do not allow the enemy near the strongholds.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive.
Not a problem.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of that.
Shall we?
Couldn't hurt.
We fought off the enemy reinforcements, but we must stay vigilant. Those guarding the weapons cannot be defeated.
Send help to the Duster soldiers. They need assistance controlling those strongholds.
By time, she says. But how does she expect me to do so? I'm no fighter.
We will be counted on.
Cornelia! Help me!
Why would she come to your aid now? You truly don't realize who you've allied with, do you?
I don't understand. Where did I go wrong?
Enough of this, Cornelia. None remain who can shield you from our vengeance.
I'd hope to keep my hands clean, but it seems there's nothing for it. Entertain me, boy.
I've got
So, finally show yourself. There will be no escape for you this time, I assure you.
I'm not gonna die here. Take this! I've got you now.
We managed to fight them off for now. Nicely done, everyone.
You kingdom dogs are good at giving chase, I must admit.
It's only us and her now. But keep your heads on straight. And watch out for those weapons.
My, what a fascinating power you wield. Where did you get it?
I don't answer to you, but I'd be glad to give you a closer look. I'm unstoppable. I got you now.
Sorry, I shouldn't stare.
I lose? Curse this feeble flesh.
Seize the witch. It's time she told us the truth.
What a horrible way to treat a saint.
Your mages have met their end, Cornelia. And soon, so will you. You cannot warp yourself out of this. Now let me ask you again. What became of my stepmother? Does she yet live?
No, long dead, I'm afraid. She killed the husband who kept her from the sweet little daughter she loved so dearly, only to lose her own life at that same daughter's hand.
You can't mean...
Didn't I already tell you? Your stepsister has the answers. So this body has reached its end. How pitifully frail you all are.
I need to be stronger, faster.
This... If I seek the truth, I'll have to retrieve it from the Emperor herself. Cornelia said as much before her spirit left this realm. Only a fool would take that temptress at her word. But I do believe there is truth to her claim. Edelgard knows something. The Empire was surely involved in my father's death. And perhaps she was as well.
Hold on, Boar. You owe us all an explanation here. The Emperor is your stepsister?
My apologies. I suppose I never mentioned it.
So if I've got this straight, after you were born, your dad got remarried to her mom?
Correct. Though the truth of my stepmother's background was never revealed to the public, as you can imagine. Of course, all that is in the past now. There is no reason to keep hiding it from my closest allies.
Your Majesty, if I may, I can handle the explanation.
That will no doubt prove faster. You knew my father many years longer than I did.
It all started 20 years ago, when a dreadful plague ravaged Ferdiad. King Lambert's wife was among those claimed by its spread. In hopes of bringing an end to the epidemic, the king sought experts from across the land, scholars, doctors, mages. Among those, it was an imperial scholar by the name of Cornelia who finally turned the page on our suffering and put an end to the pestilence.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. She helped develop many of the districts in the capital as well, didn't she? It's a little weird to think she's the one who planned out the places we all lived.
They even used to call her a saint. What could have happened to her to make her so... different?
Interestingly enough, she never asked for any kind of reward for her feat. Well, at first. In lieu of any compensation, monetary or otherwise, she requested that we rescue one of her old friends from the Empire. Which is the story of how the late king came to meet his future wife, Lady Patricia. Or should I say, Lady Anselma.
I don't get it. Why would she need saving?
I'm not sure of all the details myself, but I know she was banished from the court after becoming involved in some sort of political dispute. Lambert always did have a soft spot for those in need. And of course, in the thick of all that, the two developed feelings for each other. It's difficult to say for sure if it was love, but it was something. Anyway, that's all I have.
Looking back on the events now, it's hard to know just how much of it was part of Cornelia's plot. In any case, I must learn more about my stepmother's death. I have no doubt it connects in some manner to the truth about the tragedy. Who was Cornelia working for? And what was Edelgard's role in all of it? If I truly want to know, well, there's only one person I can turn to.
You want to get answers from the Emperor of the very region we're at war with? Is that even possible? I mean, Edelgard is our enemy. She and her like have stamped the life out of so many of our allies. And we've done the same to hers. I don't see how the two sides could just sit down for a chat after all that.
Perhaps not. Make no mistake, she is still our bitter enemy. But I've no other choice. We've extracted all the information we could from the Western Lords. And as Cornelia has departed this world, the Emperor is the only one left we can turn to. Gustav, I'll be leaving reconstruction of the West to you and the Baron.
Understood, Your Majesty. Do you mean to make for Aryan Road?
Indeed I do. Even the most impregnable fortress in all Fodlan cannot hold off an onslaught forever. I know not how or when Edelgard will make her presence known, but we must hold the Silver Maiden, by any means necessary.
Azure Gleam. Reunion at the Fortress City. The Kingdom Army crushes the Western Lords, and with them, the budding civil war. But amidst the chaos, Adrestia strikes at Aryan Road. Dimitri marches on the Fortress City at once, and challenges the Emperor herself to save those trapped within the Silver Maiden's walls.
Let's reacquaint ourselves with the situation. Our forces have already pulled out of Arundel territory and withdrawn to the fortress city of Aryan Road. The same city which finds itself now besieged by the Imperial Army.
Most troubling, Your Majesty.
The Knights of Seiros dispatched their very best to the scene, but they find themselves at the sword end of the Emperor's personal guard. Still, the Citadel will not fall easily. The stalemate could continue for some time yet.
Can we really afford to wait, though? Aryan Road supplies have got to be running thin by now.
If we go without proper preparation, the Imperial Army will simply crush us.
Agreed. We should be using the time we have to strike in a manner most favorable to our situation. What we need to do is sever the Imperial supply chain. Then, overwhelm and exterminate the withering remains of Edelgard's army.
Hold on, you want to win the whole war in one go?
Indeed I do. We have been gifted the opportunity of a lifetime, and I do not intend to let it slip through my fingers. It will be a pincer attack, with the fortress at the Empire's front and our battalion at their rear. Even with their larger numbers, we will hold the advantage.
All the more so with the Knights of Seiros in charge of defending Aryan Road.
And even if the Emperor herself escapes, we'll have still dealt a huge blow to the Empire's military.
Oh, I feel nervous all of a sudden. I never expected we'd reach a decisive battle like this so soon. Will we truly be able to win?
We can do this. I know we can. The terrain here is in our favor. As long as we press that advantage, we'll come out on top.
Let us rally the troops, Your Majesty.
Yes. Onward to victory!
There we have it. The Empire and the Kingdom finally squaring off in broad daylight. What a fascinating development. And a troubling one.
I am well acquainted with that look of yours, Claude. What could you be scheming this time? If I recall, you made a similar face the other afternoon when we swept aside the Imperial army ourselves.
Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I'm just contemplating the fate of the Alliance the only way I know how.
Don't worry about him, Lawrence. He doesn't always look it, but Claude takes this stuff seriously. I promise.
She's right, you know. I'm constantly thinking about our next plan of action. Thankfully, the Empire's turned its beady little eyes away from us for now. It seems they're focusing all their attention on the West. And we owe that title shift to Duke Gloucester's feigned betrayal. The former Duke Gloucester, I mean. Thanks to him, we managed to run the Empire clean out of Leicester. But there's more to their strategy shift than that.
Do you speak of the unrest within the kingdom? Such internal struggles would certainly leave them rather defenseless in the wake of an attack. But the situation may change anew at any moment. We mustn't grow complacent. If they emerge victorious against the kingdom, it is difficult to imagine what course of action the Imperial army would take next.
Yeah. Whatever happens in this battle, it'll shape the future of Fodlan for years to come. I might be brilliant, but even I'm having trouble predicting who's gonna come out on top. But whoever it is, I bet anything we'll need to strike a deal to keep them at bay. I guess we should be ready for either outcome. Oh, and Lawrence, I'll be asking all sorts of little favors from you, so plan on being busy for a long while.
If needs must, I would do anything for the Alliance.
We can't stand in the crossfire between the Kingdom and the Empire forever. It's high time the Alliance grabbed the reins of history and started steering in our own direction.
Nothing to report.